Hello dear student, very good evening to all. Today we are going to discuss about day 8 polity model answer. Dear student, we have started this answer writing program from 1st of July. It will continue till your mid February and will cover your entire GS1, GS2, GS3, GS4 and essay. Let me give a small introduction about myself. Dear student, I have written 5 mains, an interview in CSE 2022. Over a period of time, all my experience, knowledge, mistakes that I have committed during this preparation, I am putting all this experience, knowledge to make this series. So please watch all the video from starting till end. You'll definitely learn a lot of things, a lot of insight of how to write a very good answer. Okay? Let's start day 8 polity answer. It's talked about the question is about constitutional amendment power of the parliament is limited and must not violate the basic structure of the constitution. Explain the statement with example. Then second is about also discuss some basic feature of the constitution that are pronounced through the various judgment of Supreme Court. So what is the approach of this question? First you need to identify the approach. You have already know you need to write about intro. After your introduction you need to write body. In body you need to divide into two parts. In first part you need to write constitutional amendment power of the parliament limited and must not violate the basic structure of the constitution with example. Okay? So here you need to write first part. This is first part. So how the parliament can amend the constitution but it should not violate the basic structure. Then second part of your answer cover this much only, how the basic structure. Also discuss the some basic feature of the constitution that are pronounced through the various Supreme Court judgment. In second part you need to write about the Supreme Court judgment and how it pronounced the basic structure of the constitution. Then write a conclusion. Okay? Intro, body and your body is about two parts. Okay? So you can start your introduction by defining the basic structure. The basic structure principle asserted that while Parliament has the wide power to amend the constitution under Article 368. These power are not absolute. Amendment that alter or destroy the basic structure of the constitution are not permissible. That means देखो पार्लियामेंट के पास पावर है कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन को अमेंडमेंट करने के लिए. पार्लियामेंट हैज़ द पावर टू अमेंड द कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन. It can amend most of the part, but there are certain feature of the constitution which is called as core feature, basic feature. If that we are going to amend that, then it will collapse. It will lead to the collapse of our constitution. So to protect our constitution from amended by the government having absolute majority and change the constitution as per their whims and fancies, the Supreme Court of India introduced the basic structure doctrine. Okay, you can write this in your introduction. Okay, then explanation with example. So first in Keswanand Bharati case, before that you can talk about Sajjan Singh. Sajjan Singh case where Supreme Court said that the Parliament cannot amend fundamental right. Okay? So after that in Keswanand Bharati case, Supreme Court ruled that the Parliament could amend any part of the Constitution including fundamental right. It could not alter the basic structure of the Constitution. That means जो basic structure doctrine is first time invented or first time proposed by the our Supreme Court in Keswanand Bharati case. The basic structure doctrine act as a safeguard against the misuse of amending power by ensuring that essential feature of the constitution remain intact. Okay? So it is a important feature because it prevent the majoritarian government or government having absolute majority in the parliament can change the constitution as per their whims and fancies. Okay? It is protecting the essence or core feature of the constitution. Then next is about to counter this Keswanand Bharati case, Parliament enacted 42nd Constitutional Amendment Act. Also you know this is called as mini constitution and one of the most comprehensive amendment to the Indian constitution. So because it is one of the most comprehensive amendment to the constitution, so it is called as mini constitution of India. Okay? So it attempt to reduce the power of judiciary and increase the power of parliament and executive. So it increase the power of parliament to amend the constitution. So 42nd constitutional amendment talked about that parliament has the unlimited power to amend any section of the constitution including basic structure and that cannot be questioned in a Supreme Court. ठीक है. So this is about the 42nd Constitutional Amendment Act, and then 42nd Constitutional Amendment Act was challenged in the Minerva Mill case. So Supreme Court struck down Part 42nd Constitutional Amendment on the ground that they violate the basic structure of Constitution. So court held that the amendments out to make directive principles superior to the fundamental right, thereby altering balance between two, which is part of the basic structure. So Minerva Mill case, Supreme Court reaffirmed its positions that though Parliament has the power to amend any section of the Constitution, but during this amendment the basic structure should not be violated. Then this is all about the first part of your answer. Then we need to discuss about the basic feature of the Constitution pronounced by Supreme Court through various judgment. Supreme Court has identified several features that constitute basic structure of Constitution. Some of these includes supremacy of Constitution. That means Constitution is the supreme law of the land. Any law that is being made in our maybe Parliament or state legislature must be in comply with the Constitution. The Constitution is the supreme law of the land, and any law that is inconsistent is void. This is given in the Keswanand Bharati case. The next is about rule of law. The principle that all individual institutions are subjected to accountable to law fairly and apply enforce. That means whosoever may be, all are subjected to the equal law. For example, if a rich people commit a crime, if a poor people commit a crime, then both should be penalized equally. There should not be any discrimination on the basis of their economy or the basis of their society, basis of their education, basis of their any status. Okay. The next is about this is given in Indira Nehru Gandhi versus Raj Narin case. The next is about separation of power. The division of power responsibility into distinct branch to prevent one branch from exercising core function of other. For example, our Constitution provide three branch: executive, legislature and judiciary. The role of legislature is to make law, executive is to implement a law, and the judiciary is to interpret the law, whether they are as per the provision of the Constitution or any fault in the law. So this is given in the Keswanand Bharati versus State of Kerala. The next is about judicial review. The power of judiciary to examine the constitutionality of legislature and executive order. So you might be knowing about L. Chandrakumar case. This is given L. Chandrakumar case in under which article, please student comment in the comment box. This case is related to tribunal. Okay, I am just giving a hints. Under article 323A, it's talked about earlier provision is talked about in case of any judgment given by the tribunal, then their appeal lies in Supreme Court, not in High Court. But in L. Chandrakumar case, Supreme Court says that even after the verdict of any tribunal, then appeal lies in the High Court itself. After the High Court, they can come to the Supreme Court, not directly comes to the Supreme Court. So this is what given like in this case, it is recognized that the judicial review of High Court is a basic structure of the Constitution. The next is about federalism. Federalism, you might be knowing, that is the division of power between central government and the state government. A system of government in which power is divided between central authority and constituent unit. So S.R. Bommai versus Union of India. The next is about secularism. The state treat all religious impartially and do not favor or discriminate against any religion. Same thing is given in the S.R. Bommai case. That means state having no religion, state can promote all religion equally. Okay, so in Indian Constitution we follow equal distance from all religion and equal promotion of all religion. And third thing is state can initiate religious reform. So these are the three principles that Indian Constitution follow with respect to secularism. The next is about democracy, the principle of rule by people typically through the elected representative. आपको पता होगा during parliament election, state legislative election, even local body, so our representative are elected by the democratic means. So Indira Nehru Gandhi versus Raj Narin case, this democratic principle is held as the basic feature of the Constitution. Then sovereignty, the authority of state to govern itself or another states. Then next is about the conclusion. So after showing that how different basic feature of the Constitution has been pronounced through the judgment, so we need to conclude. In conclusion, you can write these basic feature among other form the basic structure of the Constitution. Basic structure means basic pillar. For example, if it is a building, then this is the pillar, this is the three pillar. if the three pillar we remove, then building will be collapse. So same thing with happen with constitution. The constitution rests with some pillar. If we remove this pillar, then constitution will be collapsed. So because of that, they are called basic structure and cannot be altered or destroyed through the amendment by the parliament. The doctrine ensured that the fundamental ethos and principle of the constitution remain protected against excessive and arbitrary changes. For example, if there is a government having absolute majority, let's say 40 member in the parliament, so they can change anything, make the constitution become authoritative, and they can become like they can be dictator. But because of our basic structure of the constitution, that prevent from making constitution from a democracy to a autocracy. So in this way, basic structure of the constitution help to protect, preserve the democracy, secularism, federal principle, presidential form of government. So all these things are essential ingredient of our constitution. Dear student, please give your comment in the comment section in case of any doubt you have or any kind of video you want in future. So on the basis of that, we'll definitely make you video. And that's all today. Thank you. Bye bye.